Good morning. We're going live down here at Patriot Corner this morning. We'll give you an update here just shortly. It's been raining down here all morning. We haven't had really much of a break with the rain, so it's been pretty miserable trying to stay dry. But there's still about a dozen of us hanging around down here, maybe even up to 20 of us, and some of us are in some of the local coffee shops or sitting at the courthouse while we're waiting on a verdict. So far, there's been nothing come back from the jurors, so we're just still sitting here waiting. We have all of our signs up, as you can see maybe behind me here. We've had to resituate everything because of yesterday, and I want to get a few things straight, and I'll mention it a couple times. There was some confusion yesterday about what was actually said from the park rangers that were here. They did tell us if we attached any of our signs to these posts that are right here behind me, and I'll try to get a camera. These are considered structures, and so these metal posts and these chains here are considered a structure in here, and they told us that we would be removed from the park, possibly even taken to jail and definitely given citations, and that we would be banned from the park up to 1 year. This is something we've been doing down here for over a year. Not just me. Lots of the others that have been coming down here, holding down Patriot Corner way before I even started down here. They was always attaching signs or putting them up against these posts. They're allowing us to keep the signs in certain areas down here, but not anywhere attached to these posts. No flags, or we would be banned from the park. They threatened that if I didn't, if I attached them, that they would ban us for up to a year from down here. So that is true. That's what they told several of us guys while we were standing down here. When the Rangers, 3 of them came up. So this morning, one of the park maintenance guys that works for the city, he came and talked to us, and he said that we have been really respectful to him in the last year. He's had no problems. We pick up all the trash around the park, that he thought where we had the signs were the most appropriate, and he was disappointed that we had to move these signs, and he was upset with the Rangers for the way they treated us. So he worked with us a little bit this morning. He even offered his assistance in finding new spots for the signs. So up here behind me, and I'll walk up there in just a minute, we've got a new area where we've attached some of the signs to posts that we brought in, or even a light post and a tree that is not a permanent structure like this fence post behind me. So far this morning, we've had no word from the jurors. We've been just waiting. All the defendants are either in a coffee shop or in the courthouse waiting patiently. We're hoping and praying for a verdict today, but it's hard to tell right now. We know that they are up there doing their job and going through what the evidence that they were allowed to be presented to them, and we're hoping for news possibly today. But so far we have had nothing. I do have everything prepared that if we get a verdict, I will update everybody here on Facebook immediately. We may only have anywhere from 15 minutes to 20 minutes of lead time when that happens. But right now, there's no news media down here. There's been absolutely none here all day today. So it's been just pretty quiet down here and rainy. I don't know if you can tell, I've got an umbrella over the phone and the live stream today to keep it dry, because it was almost near to impossible to do a live stream without getting all the equipment wet. But so that's kind of what we are. Most of us are soaking wet, but we're still hanging out down here in Patriot Corner. We're not going nowhere. We will wait for a verdict either way. Other than that, that's about all we know right now. We have nothing pretty much new. We know that the the short hearing yesterday concerning the misdemeanor charges are all just waiting on motions to be filed and paperwork back to Judge Brown by tomorrow. We do not expect an answer back from her at all until after we get a verdict, or at least sometime next week. So the misdemeanor charges are just in limbo, and we're waiting for that answer to come back. I'll walk up here and show you where we have our signs. And so we have a few signs just setting against the walk here, and nothing's attached. This big sign here, we have our own post in the ground out in the grass area. And then we have our jury nullification. I'll turn the camera around here so you can actually see this one better. We actually are happy with where we've got them set. This one here is attached to a tree, which the park guy told us we can hang it there, and we got it to a light pole that belongs to the city that doesn't belong to the park. So there's where that one's at. Is we're right here in the corner where the street and the elk and a lot of traffic comes down through here, so they're very visible. And we've also, from the coffee shop and the courthouse, they can see them really clearly up through there. So again, this is the one that says, "Please release our ranchers and cowboys." And then we've got our few signs, but no flags today because we can't have any flags out here that can be attached unless we're holding the flags. They've told us they would write us citations for any flags that are attached to any park bench or any of these type of fence posts that you're seeing right there. But if they're leaned up against it like these signs are, that's okay. So here's another one of our signs that are just here. But other than that, we've got a flag there, but it's just leaned up against the bench. It cannot be attached at all. As you can see, some of our little straps are still on the post there. And if you can see them there, them little zip ties is what we attached our flags to before. It was a simple little zip tie that we could take off without damaging anything.
Sir, would you like to interview me?
There we go. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing fine. Oh, you know my name.
It's not Idaho Jerry. We found that out in court.
Well, it's Mr. Shofar. Would you like to interview me?
Sure. Well, what do you say about the day? I know you've been staying where it's dry until just a few minutes ago.
It's really wet here, as usual. I like sunshine. I love this country. It's a beautiful country. But quite honestly, I couldn't live here. Every day. I've been here a total of what? Maybe close to 40 days. And I think only 2 of them haven't rained. So I'm already getting depressed. I need sunshine. Anyhow, everybody that sees this, if you can get out here, please come. We'd like to have a nice show. And I understand the rain and everything, so bring raincoats, rain jackets, whatever. And please come out and stand with us. That's all I got to say.
Well, we've got Lee out here. She came out here this morning. She's been carrying her flag around.
Because I'm going to go have coffee with Becky. Okay.
But as always, Lee looks very patriotic. She's got her flag shirt on, her flag. She looks good out here today.
Oh, well, you're going to be in real trouble now.
No verdict yet, but it's so far so good.
So far, so good.
I got to start hiding.
But Brad can't get a kiss unless it's on camera like that.
I can't get a kiss unless I sneak a kiss.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, David, what do you have to say today? I know you always have a good word. You always do the prayer over there.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Got them all prayed in today, praying for the hearts of the jurors so that they can take part in His glory too, and not feel left out and feel like they're got a worthwhile life. That's about it.
Well, I'm going to turn it back around here a moment. So, So we had another total stranger come up today, and he prayed with David over here at Patriot Corner, and then he came over and said a quick prayer while I was putting up signs. So we've had that happen several times the last couple of weeks, where total strangers came up that they watched the whole last trial. We don't know these different individuals, but they came up and they've showed their support and took the time to pray with us and told us that they were standing strong for all these guys in Nevada and also here in Oregon. Over in Nevada, the day is day 15 in court. Again, I haven't been able to follow it as closely as I like, just from being down here all the time. But I know that that they're still in government witnesses. I know that Dennis Michael Lynch testified yesterday. It sounded like he testified more for the defendants than for the government. That we don't even understand why the government actually brought him in. So other than that, it's still going on. It's still government witnesses, and just day after day, it's been pretty long days over there, it sounds like, for them, and some pretty hard days for the jurors to endure and take some of that kind of testimony that they've had to do. One of the witnesses, or one of the jurors over there, fell asleep during the the witnesses there, and they let that juror go and brought another juror in. It says a medical emergency in court right over there right now, so I'm not for sure what's going on. I haven't been watching. It says Greg almost had a seizure this morning, so they had to stop court. So that'd be Greg Burrison. He's the gentleman that's one of our political prisoners that's blind, and he's been held there without pretrial release or any type of bond. So I just seen that pop up on the screen here. I have not seen that except here, but I've seen at least two people on here comment about that. So Greg Burrison, when I was in court over there for the first part of the trial before this trial started here in Oregon, Greg had got sick there, and thanks April Royce. I seen April and also Kelly Stewart both mentioned that Greg had emergency medical issue there. Greg had not got his medicine one day. The marshals had not given his medicine to him, and the judge actually ordered the marshals to go down and get his medicine from downstairs. And so he has a lot of medical. He's sick. He has a lot of medical issues, and he's still being held in jail. And going through this trial, anytime you're in court, even if it's for a parking ticket, a speeding ticket, or whatever it is, that's a most stressful situation for most people. If you've never been to court, just going for those minor things stress most people out. Most people will plead guilty to a parking ticket instead of fighting it, or a speeding ticket. Instead, these are tough issues to fight over in Nevada that are even tougher than these things, and these men have stood strong. And Greg, being blind, is fighting it all the way because he knows he's innocent. And we know that these guys will be found innocent because of how strong they are. So anyway, that's kind of what I know, just a little bit. Hopefully I'll have more information. I'll call some people today after this live stream and get some more information over there out of Nevada. And please watch their live streams over there. I'm sure there's probably some on there right now that are going on from over there. Back to work, Ted says. Thanks for joining, Ted. I appreciate it. We'll have another update probably at 4:30 this evening, unless we get a verdict here today and we get called in, because we're on a pretty much a moment's notice for when that happens here. Verdict, yes. So it could be, we could get one at any moment.
Hey, John, I did get a little bit of gossip news off the street here, talking with Maxine. She says they may be sending her over to Nevada for the second trial when the Bundys are up. So she's thinking she might get sent all the way to Nevada to report for the Portland people here.
That's right. Yep, but Greg Burrison, I seen a message movement here. Greg Burleson was not blind when he went to jail, and he became blind after he was incarcerated. And some of us think, and it may be true, and I'm not his family here quoting this, but I'm just saying it from what I'm hearing and through the grapevine, but a lot of people believe that's because of how they've treated him in jail and the poor medical treatment they've given him. So it's but he was not blind when he went to jail.